Today we're going to be doing a lived-in hair color, which is just a really natural, low maintenance hair color technique. Pretty similar to what I have right now. So the after photo may not be too dramatic. This is me. Here's my non-existent eyebrows, and here's my hair. At the beginning, no color is going to go here. This is the root area, because typically in a lived-in hair color, it's either got a root smudge or no color, like mine. This is my virgin hair color. So at the beginning, we're not going to touch this at all. We're going to tease this part and then weave in highlights and lowlights. Let it process, shampoo it out. Then on towel dried hair, on this part, we would apply the root smudge, which is a darker color. And then on this portion would be the toner for the blonde and this yellow-orange cast. Then you would marry these two together by combing this darker color into the toner to make them melt. It will kind of melt together. For the highlights, we're using a lightener from Sally's. This is the cream lightener, and I'm gonna pair it with 10 volume developer. 10 volume is the lowest developer. It works the slowest, and I'm going to use this because I don't want to overlap lightener too much. There's already highlights in here. Lived-in hair color is typically very, very natural. It's very surfer girl style, if that's a thing. Very beachy, just sun-kissed natural highlights. So I don't want these to be white or platinum blonde. For the low light, I'm going to use a 7NW, level 7, so it's still actually pretty blonde. N for natural, W for warm, so it's on the warmer side. It's more of the red, which actually won't matter much because I'm going to tone it with a cooler toner. The Shades EQ gloss doesn't use a 10, 20, 30, 40 volume developer. I don't know why I almost forgot that. The numbers are in order. It uses its own processing solution, and I'm actually using the gloss to cream or gloss to gel. Typically, this is a very liquidy hair color. This just activates it and thickens it up at the same time. Here's our darker color, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of the clear processing solution because I ran out of the gloss to cream. And the lightener, it's nice and thick. Divide the head in half and start at the bottom. Pretty thick subsection. This is different from traditional foiling. You can take larger and wider subsections. So there's a lot of hair in there, and I'm going to tease this, starting in the mid shaft, really getting in there. This is gonna stagger the line and make it softer and also keep it off the root. You don't have to fold these any kind of fancy way. This is, again, a lot different from traditional highlights. So painting it side to side, making sure it's saturated. And here's the important part. You wanna make sure you're painting up. Kind of hard to do on yourself. This is also gonna stagger the line to ensure that it's not, so up, 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 up. Lightly swiping the ends because they're fragile. They're gonna get a haircut anyway. And for this technique, I usually just fold it hot dog style like this. And that's kind of how I'm getting the back. Obviously, it's better if you have someone to help you with the back, but if you can't, you're just gonna direct it forward. Remember, you're staying off the root, so you can over direct it forward. Another huge subsection, and these can be horizontal lines. Typically, when we're doing highlights, lowlights, we wanna use anything but horizontal lines for the most part, because that creates a line. So we want to follow the head shape, which is usually, diagonal. But since we're teasing it so much, that's going to eliminate any kind of lines. So teasing that, paint the foil, and this one's going to be blonde again. If you have the hair board, this would be a great time to use it. I actually left mine at home, up into the rat nest, lightly kissing the ends and folding it hot dog style. Another large horizontal subsection. I'm going to stay off the hairline with this, leaving that out, making sure I'm grabbing some from the back, weaving it. That was a little too thick right there. Tease, and this one's going to be hair color. And sorry about the sound quality. It may be better, it may be worse, I don't know. I hate using this, what is it called? I hate technology also. External mic, I don't like it, but we're gonna be moving around a lot today, so it's needed. This hair color is juicier, so we really wanna make sure everything's saturated. And the idea with a darker hair color, if you're incorporating that in, is that you would use the same darker hair color that you would use for the root melt. So this would all end up melting together. Looks a little sloppy, but it is difficult to do it to yourself. Do it to yourself, to do it on yourself. So give yourself some grace. I mean, look at mine. It's not the neatest application, but it's gonna work. Okay, moving up. This one will be blonde also, and I'm gonna tease this one a lot because we're starting to get towards the crown, the top of your head. I don't want too many on the top. Remember, we're painting up, 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 not extending past the foil. We don't want any leakage. Don't worry about if you get it on some of the rat nest. It's gonna blend. You're dropping off most of the product in the middle and kind of dry brushing it up. So it fades out, kind of like ombre painting. If you've ever taken one of those little paint, what are they called? Sip and paint, sip and sees, I don't know. A sip and see, that's for a baby. A painting class where they tell you what to do, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's on my mind because I'm taking one Thursday. I love those. You concentrate the paint in the middle and then you swipe it up so it fades towards the top. There's less paint on the brush. That's what you're doing here. Ooh, ooh. Okay, a sip and see. I haven't been to one of those in a minute. I don't want to go to those, honestly. I really don't. Those make me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to touch your baby. Send me a photo. Side to side, hot dog. Tore the hot dog bun. Thinner section right there. Let's do the darker color, which is not even really that dark. A 7 is pretty light. Dropping the color off in the middle, brushing it up to fade, side to side. Make sure you're getting it all. Get those ends, especially with the darker color. Those are gonna be the most porous, so you wanna make sure you really get those going. Now, when we get to the top, you wanna take a look at how you always part your hair if you have a certain way. Mine is typically in the middle, so I'm gonna stay off putting hair color on the very top veil. So we have room for one more piece. And this is good because I need to blend this band. That does not look nice. So I'm gonna do my best to just go through and pick up already lightened hair color. I need 5 more sets of arms. And because this is already lightened, I'm going to really try to stay off the pieces that are blonde. Just going up to blend in that line. The toner is going to fix a lot of that. And I'm gonna leave the very ends out. And I do like a money piece. So we'll take a triangle section. Typically with a money piece, you would just color this all, but because we're doing this as natural as possible, I'm gonna cut it in half and do the same technique. So weaving this, heavy tease, focusing on the parts that need lightener the most, so staying off of this, just lightly sweeping it up, 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 and then repeat the top. I'm gonna go through and foil this side, maybe add a few in the back, the ones that I can grab, and then we'll meet back once it's time to shampoo it out. So it's been about 20 minutes, enough time for the Shades EQ darker color to process. Here's the blonde. It's not too bright, which it doesn't need to be because I believe we're toning it with an 8. Just make sure it matches on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and shampoo this out. Here it is after I've shampooed it out, and I blow dried just a little section so you could see the tonality of the blonde. It has a yellow to orange tone. For the toner, 8VB, whatever toner you're using, whatever brand, a demi-permanent would be your best option. I decided that I am not going to do the root smudge. I just want to grow out my natural hair color, but I do want to show you how it's done. So typically the hair would be towel dried. I just dried it to show you the tone. And if you did low lights, you're using just the same formula. Or it can be a different color, just something that's natural, not too dark. You don't want to do black to blonde. You would take the root color, apply it, make sure you're saturating the top and the bottom, and you can make this any length. Then you apply your toner formulation. Towel dried hair, it should go very quickly, especially if you're using demi-permanent color. I like to use this detangling brush to do this. You're taking it at the root and you're swiping it down. That's going to blend that together. But for me, I'm just gonna go through and tone it all with this. And with the toner, there's not a method to the madness. You're just trying to get it on as quickly as possible. You can use your hands, a bottle, a brush. And I start at the root area first, do my whole head, and then I'll do my ends last because they're really porous, so they're gonna grab the color the quickest. This hair should be dry, or wet. I'm sorry, this hair should be towel dried. Toner will still work on dry hair. It's just a lot easier to apply it on wet hair, damp hair. I'm gonna go through and apply this just all over the head, and it's gonna process for about 15 minutes. And then I'll rinse it out and blow dry it. You can see it toned down that blonde. It's a nice cool color. And the root smudge was in here, so it's very natural. It's not too dark, too light. Well, it could be probably a little bit darker, but it's nice because it doesn't give that band of color and allows you to either grow out your natural hair color, or with a root smudge, it'll slowly fade out if you use a demi-permanent color and kind of fade into your natural hair color. But any way you slice this, it should not have any harsh lines.